90% of all criminals in prison have a communication problem. They don't know how to listen, they don't know how to talk. Most marriages that fail, lack of communication. 60% of management problems in businesses, when workers can't get along, 60% of their issue is it was just one or both parties did not know how to communicate. There wasn't any other problem other than that, and it destroyed it. We need to learn how to say it, and when we say it, guys, remember, men, we're more compartmentalized. We're like the chest of drawers. We compartmentalize things. Ladies, you're more like the walk-in closet. You see things all out in the open. And what do I mean by that? As we learn to say it, we can learn to communicate that way. Like this. They did some studies also. Just look at this. Little girls are verbal-oriented. Little boys are noise-oriented. So if you thought it was nature versus nurture, they studied little like 5-year-old, 4-year-old boys and girls, and they found out that little girls are much more word-oriented. Little boys are noise-oriented. How did they do this? They stuck a bunch of them in a room for an hour, and they had microphones in there, and they just let them play, free play, and then they analyzed the data of what noises, what did they say. The little girls' room, 96% of every noise out of that room was a word. The boys' room, 95% of everything out of that room was a sound effect, a noise. It's why I'll do stuff like, just stuff like that when I'm speaking. Because you're like, wow, that's a really cool pig. Guys are interested. They're like, I like that. Girls, you think I'm a total doofus, but who cares? Your husband's listening. It's why when I was a youth pastor, about 75% of everything I said was a sound effect. And so it's like, that's the way they're wired. They just know it. Little girls are also, they found out in this study, they're people-oriented. Little boys are thing-oriented. They stuck them in a room with toys. And they had a pile of toys, and they didn't differentiate. They didn't have pink and blue. They just threw toys in a pile, and they had like dolls and things that involved interaction, and then they had like planes and trains and automobiles and tanks and guns and all that. And what they found out is when they let them in the room, the girls instinctively grabbed all of the more relational things, started playing house, started doing stuff like that, started having interaction. Their playtime was relationship oriented. They wanted to play. Guys were thing oriented. They wanted to fly a plane, crash into the wall, shoot a gun. If they didn't have any guns in there, they would make the toy that looks most like the gun a gun. I mean, my son, I gave him a waffle once, and he chewed it into the shape of a gun. Don't freak out, moms. If you had all daughters and you have a son, don't think that, oh my gosh, she's going to be on America's Most Wanted. That's just what they do. Matter of fact, think about it. When little girls and they're at school and they start playing house, you're the mom, you're the dad, you're the kid, and then they always want a dog, a pet. So who was always playing the pet? A boy will. A girl will get completely mad if she has to be the dog. A guy doesn't care. He gets to bark and growl and bite, and he doesn't have to actually talk. Women are detail-oriented. Men are bottom-line oriented. That's what we talked about last week. Women have a lot of details swirling around, and they can look at them all and jump around. Men are detailed, but they're more bottom line. I'll get to the details, but which drawer are we in? And women communicate for sharing, whereas men communicate for solutions. Now, this seems like God had a sick, twisted sense of humor, doesn't it? When he said women want to communicate for sharing, men want to communicate for solutions. So men are like, I just need to know which tool I need, which drawer are we in so I can fix the problem. Women want to communicate for sharing. For example, you go into their nice, orderly walk-in closet, and there's always a pile of laundry in there. Now, if I brought my pile of laundry, you wouldn't see the closet. But it gets you. And so women want to share, and they want to. What they want to do is they want to sort the laundry. Men are like, oh no. Men, when I was in college, I would wait till there was nothing clean left. Then I would turn things inside out and wear them to avoid sorting and doing laundry. Well, in communication's the same way. Women want to communicate, to share. Hey, what about this? And that's white, and this is red, and here's this. I got to sort through this. And guys are like, But guys, here's why say it is so important. God doesn't have a sick, twisted sense of humor. helping your lady sort laundry is a solution. See, when you think about talking as only finding out what the problem is, so then you can go do the solution, yes, you're not going to get this. You're not going to want to do this. But what if talking something out is the solution? For example, my wife wants to talk to me on 3 different levels. We figured this out. She's awesome. She can now coach me. Sometimes I just ask. Sometimes she coaches. We're in this together. So when she says, let's talk, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk. She doesn't react to what do you want to talk about. She knows that I'm just trying to identify what kind of conversation are we in. 3 things she wants. Sometimes she just wants me to sit in the corner while she sorts laundry in front of me. She just wants to talk it out. There's no one else to talk to. Just sit there and listen. Guys, that's a solution. You're not being told, you're solving the problem. She just wants your ears. All right? So just shut up and listen. You know, and so then sometimes sometimes she wants a different level. I just sit there and listen. She goes, oh, you don't want to be here, do you? You don't care. Well, no, I just thought you wanted me to listen. No, I need your help. She sometimes wants you to get in there and go, okay, let me help you sort it out. What's this? All right, what should we do? Okay, do you think that's a dark? All right, I need to go over there. I don't know what to do with this. I really don't. Is it a dark? Is it a light? What is it? Seriously, what is this? I don't know. Those issues come up, you know. You're like trying to. Sometimes she just wants you to help sort it out. So you got to be more engaged. You got to talk through things. Sometimes, though, guys, sometimes your wife actually wants you just the manly way you were built, and that is, I don't even want to deal with it. Be the man. Take your little toolbox and go solve this problem for me. I don't want to talk it out. I don't want to sort it out. I want the Terminator dad to go in and solve it. It's usually involving kids. There comes a day when I come home. Oh, the kids are driving kids. Do you want to talk about it? Heck no, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to kill them. I'm going to go into the room. You open up whichever drawer you need to open up, and you pull out whatever tool you need to beat them over the head with, but go solve it, because I don't really care. And just do whatever you do, and if it's illegal, just don't tell me. So I have plausible deniability. We can stop right there, guys. If you would just figure that out. Man, ladies, was I right on the 3 levels of communication? Was I? Give me an amen. See? I speak blink, all right? No, it's called getting hit over the head a million times. You figure this out.